Y'all, brace yourselves, because what just erupted in court today was far more than a celebrity divorce. It was a total demolition of everything Kandi Burruss ever thought she controlled. 1 second, the room was suffocatingly silent. The next, chaos exploded as Todd Tucker dropped evidence that no one could have anticipated. Custody, prenup, financial power, every piece of her carefully constructed life flipped upside down in a single heartbeat. Ace and Blay are now under Todd's care. The prenup, signed under pressure without Todd's lawyer present, was rendered null. Kandi was ordered to pay alimony, child support, and confront the crushing reality of losing control over her own destiny. Every gaze in the courtroom pierced her as the judge's words hit like a hammer. Kandi crumpled, shivering, tears streaming uncontrollably. A lifetime of schemes, betrayals, and hidden truths finally slammed down on her. Todd remained calm, composed, untouchable. The evidence he revealed shredded her defenses, exposing the Don Juan affair, the shocking threesome confession, and Mama Joyce's toxic grip. Riley and Kayla's twisted family dynamics only stoked the fire, painting a portrait of chaos Kandi could no longer tame. Flashbulbs caught every second, every sob, every faltering breath, every desperate attempt to hold herself together. And across the globe, the internet erupted. Every word, every glance, every tremor from past interviews was dissected, replayed, and scrutinized. Todd's unwavering composure, Kandi's unraveling, every slip and hesitation analyzed until nothing was left unexamined. Social media exploded. Bloggers, influencers, and armchair critics tore her credibility to shreds. But this was bigger than a divorce. It was a full-scale exposure, a public unveiling of a marriage tangled in secret schemes, legal chess moves, and betrayals hidden behind closed doors. Todd hadn't just won, he obliterated the narrative, leaving Kandi staggering, fractured, and trapped under an unforgiving spotlight. And now the question on everyone's lips: how does someone recover from a defeat this colossal, this public, this undeniable? Strap in, because what transpired in that courtroom today was unlike anything fans have ever witnessed. The air crackled with electricity, thick with anticipation, and when Todd Tucker entered, calm, measured, yet commanding, it was clear this would not be a routine hearing. Kandi Burruss, once polished and confident, teetered on the brink of collapse. By the time the gavel fell, the world was about to witness a reality more shocking than any scripted drama. Todd held evidence, precise, damning, and relentless, that ripped Kandi's defenses to pieces. Custody, prenup, financial power, every layer of control she clung to vanished in moments. The judge's words sliced through the tension like a razor, confirming the unthinkable. Ace and Blay would now be placed in Todd's care. The prenup, signed under duress and without Todd's lawyer present just before the wedding, was declared completely null and void. Kandi's attorney fought back, but Todd's meticulously documented proof left no room for rebuttal. Alimony, child support, and a cascade of financial obligations crashed down on her like an unstoppable wave, each word from the bench hammering away at her confidence. Kandi's collapse was instantaneous. Her body stiffened, eyes wide with disbelief, trembling as the verdict sank in. For years, she had sculpted an image of control, a story of power and invincibility. Today, it shattered entirely. Todd stood statuesque, expression cold, surgical, as the courtroom absorbed the full weight of the revelations. Alleged affairs with Don Juan, long whispered and hidden, were now exposed. The threesome confessions she had prayed would remain secret were laid bare. Mama Joyce's toxic manipulations, the fractured dynamics with Riley and Kayla, all laid open for the world to analyze. This collapse wasn't merely emotional. It was absolute, irreversible, and utterly public. Every camera in the room captured her unraveling. Flashbulbs exploded with relentless intensity, each click hammering home that millions were watching her disintegrate in real time. Fans, bloggers, and media analysts dissected every movement, every twitch, every faltering word. Clips of Todd presenting evidence, his calm precision, the unwavering certainty in his voice, immediately went viral. Kandi's credibility, painstakingly built over years, began crumbling before a global audience. Todd's strategy was ruthless, meticulous, unstoppable. The courtroom had transformed into a stage, but this performance wasn't for entertainment, it was domination. The prenup's nullification wasn't an accident, it was calculated. Todd's absence of legal counsel at the time of signing left the court no choice but to void it. Every financial claim Kandi made was systematically obliterated. Every accusation, every coercion claim leveled against Todd was met with unassailable proof. Custody of Ace and Blay became the centerpiece, a glaring testament to the reversal of power. Todd's composed display of paternal capability stood in stark contrast to Kandi's unraveling. Riley and Kayla's subtle reactions betrayed cracks in a family long hiding behind a facade. Step-family tensions, quiet resentments, and long-simmering conflicts became ammunition in Todd's arsenal. The courtroom was no longer just a legal venue. It had become a theater of truths, exposed with ruthless precision. Each revelation landed harder than the last. The Don Juan affair was substantiated with messages, call logs, and whispered confessions once thought private. The threesome story, once rumor, now etched into court transcripts as fact. Even Mama Joyce's manipulation was under the microscope, her interference, narrative control, and attempts to undermine Todd undeniable. Kandi's defenses collapsed against the unrelenting torrent of evidence, leaving her ensnared in a story she no longer controlled. When Todd's attorney presented the final piece, the courtroom held its breath. The prenup nullified, Kandi's alimony and child support obligations confirmed, a crushing, unambiguous confirmation of her total loss. Todd didn't merely win. He had engineered a scenario where Kandi's credibility, influence, and control were stripped away all at once. The verdict wasn't just legal, it was symbolic. It marked the public unmasking of a marriage built on hidden schemes, manipulation, and buried secrets. Kandi's breakdown, captured frame by frame, became the defining image of the day. Her tears, the trembling of her hands, the vacant stare as she absorbed the court's ruling, every detail magnified the tragedy. Meanwhile, Todd remained near perfectly composed. His calm, calculated presence stood in stark contrast to the chaos-consuming Kandi, sealing his victory both legally and emotionally. Outside the courtroom, the aftermath was instantaneous. Social media exploded with commentary, speculation, and replayed clips of Todd's meticulous evidence. Fans analyzed every angle, dissected every gesture, sparking a storm that showed no signs of fading. This wasn't just a divorce story, it was exposure, a demonstration of strategy, precision, and the systematic dismantling of power and image. Every whispered indiscretion, every long-held resentment, every private betrayal now had a public audience. The courtroom battle had become a collapse of illusion. Kandi Burruss, once confident, poised, and untouchable, now stood publicly shattered. Todd Tucker, methodical and relentless, had not only seized custody and financial control, but had exposed the hidden fractures, vulnerabilities, and secrets long kept behind closed doors. The intensity, the shock, the emotion, it was a moment that would echo through celebrity gossip history for years. This wasn't just a personal loss for Kandi, it was the unraveling of a carefully curated life. Secrets laid bare, power stripped away. Strategy, timing, and unflinching execution had rewritten reality. This wasn't a divorce, it was a calculated demolition, a spectacle of dominance, betrayal, and unrelenting human drama. Though the courtroom emptied, the aftershocks reverberated far beyond the final gavel strike. Outside, Todd's victory extended beyond legal terms, it was psychological. Custody of Ace and Blay secured. Prenup nullified. Alimony and child support mandated. He hadn't just won, he systematically dismantled the narrative Kandi had spent years constructing. Cameras captured her trembling form, every flashbulb freezing the moment her curated image crumbled. Inside, Kandi's attorney struggled to maintain composure, but Todd's evidence had already spoken. His strategy had not faltered, it was precision, calculation, and flawless execution. The prenup, signed a day before the wedding without Todd's counsel, became an insurmountable vulnerability. The world now saw what Kandi had desperately hidden. Her control had been an illusion. Todd's calm dominance highlighted her fragility for all to witness. Fans watching live and later through viral clips saw a woman collapsing not only emotionally, but socially and publicly. And the revelations didn't end in the courtroom. Reports of Kandi's alleged affair with Don Juan, her shocking threesome confession, and Mama Joyce's toxic influence on the household poured out immediately, each detail intensifying the public's disbelief. Riley's unease around her stepdad and Kayla's tangled relationship with her stepsister exposed long-buried fractures in the family. Todd's legal maneuvering had not only secured the case, it laid bare the hidden dysfunctions that fueled this divorce. It became clear this was never just about money or custody, it was a war over character, trust, and deception at the highest level. Kandi's public collapse dominated conversation online. Social media erupted with analysis, memes, heated debates, and microscopic dissections of every tear, every tremor, every second of her breakdown. Every clip of Todd presenting evidence instantly went viral. Fans replayed the footage, noting the pauses, the meticulous precision, and the authority in Todd's voice, a voice that systematically dismantled Kandi's defenses. Each attempt she made to respond was swallowed by the sheer weight of undeniable evidence and his relentless, controlled delivery. The fallout went far beyond financial penalties. Kandi faced alimony, child support, and the unforgiving eye of a global audience, analyzing her every reaction. The alleged Don Juan affair, once whispered on gossip blogs, exploded into mainstream scandal. Her threesome confession, once private, was now public. Mama Joyce's manipulations, Riley's stepfamily tensions, Kayla's complicated dynamics, all became fuel for a courtroom of public opinion with zero mercy. Every move Kandi made after the ruling was scrutinized. Every statement she released met skepticism. Todd's post-verdict strategy was just as calculated. He didn't flaunt his triumph. He let silence amplify the impact. Analysts noted the shift. While Kandi spiraled, Todd's image strengthened. Every interview, every statement issued through his team reinforced the narrative of a father and husband reclaiming what was threatened. The prenup's nullification wasn't just legal, it was a symbol of timing, strategy, and the absence of her leverage. Meanwhile, Kandi's emotional state continued to crumble. Insiders described her as broken, trembling under the twin weight of public humiliation and financial obligation. Her once commanding presence in celebrity circles was replaced by anxiety, self-doubt, and a near-paralyzing fear of the camera. She had lost the courtroom, but even more, she had lost the battle for public perception, for control over her story, and for credibility that Todd systematically stripped away. Ace and Blay became symbols of the legal and emotional war that consumed the family. Todd's custody win wasn't merely about parental rights, it was a public assertion of dominance and control. Kandi's failure to retain custody intensified the spectacle, as fans scrutinized every interaction with her children, every social media post, and every prior statement in light of the verdict. The saga of love, betrayal, and family dysfunction now dominated headlines, comment threads, and viral gossip channels worldwide. Even outside legal and media circles, the psychological toll was undeniable. Kandi's courtroom collapse marked just the beginning. She withdrew from public appearances, interviews, and media events. Every attempt to regain control was met with public doubt, amplified further by Todd's careful media strategy. The world watched her unravel while Todd remained composed, almost untouchable. The drama became a lesson in strategy, timing, and the ruthless exposure of character, a warning to anyone living under the glare of public scrutiny. The viral fallout showed no sign of abating. Fans debated endlessly over legal missteps, Kandi's alleged lies, and Todd's flawless execution. Every defensive move she attempted was met with evidence undermining her credibility. Social media became a courtroom in its own right, and Kandi's public image continued to collapse before the world's eyes. Every clip of Todd presenting evidence, every frame of Kandi's breakdown replayed and scrutinized, ignited a viral storm. The emotional intensity wasn't for show. Viewers could feel the depth of her despair. Trembling hands, silent sobs, the vacant stare following every gavel strike. Todd's calm, precise, almost surgical demeanor contrasted sharply with Kandi's unraveling, creating a spectacle where reality blurred with performance. This was tragedy people didn't just watch, they felt. It rippled through social media, talk shows, blogs, and gossip feeds, forming a storm impossible to ignore. Every aspect of the divorce, the custody battle, alimony, child support, the prenup cancellation, became global headline news. Todd's evidence didn't simply win a court case. It rewrote the narrative for the world. Every exposure of Kandi's alleged indiscretions, every toxic family dynamic laid bare, every strategic misstep she failed to anticipate became viral fodder. Fans debated endlessly, dissecting lessons in control, timing, and strategy, turning a personal collapse into a public spectacle. Within a week, the story had become a masterclass in strategic dominance and public unraveling. Kandi's life, both personal and public, was dissected endlessly. Her credibility questioned, her every action analyzed, while Todd's meticulous precision earned universal praise. The courtroom may have emptied, but the war raged relentlessly online. The legacy of this divorce battle was undeniable. Kandi Burruss, once a commanding public figure, now faced a reality defined by loss, financial burden, and relentless scrutiny. Todd Tucker's calculated strategy, perfect timing, and controlled public persona had transformed a legal victory into a cultural phenomenon. Ace and Blay became symbols not just of custody, but of strategic triumph and emotional consequence. Every revelation about family fractures, alleged affairs, and personal confessions was consumed, dissected, and circulated, shaping public perception. In the end, this divorce wasn't just a legal proceeding, it was an exhibition of power, emotional vulnerability, and public spectacle. Kandi's collapse, Todd's precision, and the viral aftermath illustrated how personal tragedy, when broadcast globally, could redefine celebrity culture, legal strategy, and emotional consequence. This was more than a courtroom drama. It became a cautionary tale, a viral phenomenon, a tragedy of public perception echoing long after the gavel fell. Even now, every social media post, every public appearance, every discussion of custody, prenup cancellation, and financial rulings feeds the ongoing narrative of control, strategy, and exposure. Todd Tucker didn't just win a divorce. He orchestrated a spectacle that left Kandi publicly, emotionally, and socially devastated. The fallout was total. The viral storm relentless. The legacy undeniable. This was one of the most shocking, emotionally intense, and strategically executed celebrity divorces in history. Courtroom doors may have closed, but the ripple effects continue. Kandi Burruss' loss wasn't just a headline, it was a seismic shockwave through celebrity culture. Todd Tucker walked out with ace and blay, secured every financial advantage, and dismantled Kandi's credibility for the world to witness. Every viral clip, replayed moment, and whispered online conversation reminded the public this was not just a divorce, it was a complete public unraveling. Fans debated, analysts dissected, and social media erupted, examining every angle, every misstep, every revelation that led to Kandi's shocking collapse. This was the kind of drama that dominates feeds for weeks, sparks endless discussion, and leaves audiences breathless, stunned, and emotionally drained. Todd's strategic precision, calm dominance, and perfect timing transformed legal maneuvering into a spectacle of power. Meanwhile, Kandi's emotional breakdown, the exposure of alleged affairs, family dysfunction, and toxic dynamics became moments no one could stop watching, talking about, or forgetting. This wasn't just news. It was a full-blown social phenomenon, a lesson in strategy, power, and public perception. Every flash, every camera, every viral clip reinforced the harsh truth. Celebrity life is ruthless, courtroom battles are war, and public scrutiny can devastate as thoroughly as any verdict. The story isn't over. Every comment, share, and trending clip fuels the intensity, keeping the drama alive, raw, and unbearable. This is your front row seat to heartbreak, scandal, and domination. Witness the collapse. Watch the victory that reshaped a family, a legacy, and a public persona forever. Don't scroll past this one, share every moment, follow the story, and stay glued to the drama that is rewriting celebrity history. Every revelation explodes. Every detail shocks. And the full story is still unfolding. This isn't gossip. It's the ultimate courtroom spectacle you cannot afford to miss.